All right, we've made it to Monday, everyone. Hopefully, you're all coming off of a great weekend. I'm Taylor Gattoni at the News 10 Plus Digital Desk with Erin Bowling.
Hello, thank you for having me. How's it going? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Woo, we're kind of wearing the blue. We're kind of matching.
Right? Blue navy vibe today.
I like that. Let's
but I know I'm not really joining you guys so early in the show.
No.
This is so strange for me. I'm typically rolling in at around 2:20. But today I spoke with some folks, well, a woman over at the DNR. They are actually working with MSU after receiving funding from the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
Yes.
And what they're doing is they are studying and testing out a new way to vaccinate wild animals. And what the study is focusing on specifically here in Michigan is vaccinating white-tailed deer. And it's, the study is kind of centered right now in Alpena County, so it's not necessarily in the mid-Michigan area, but they are working to vaccinate these deer for bovine tuberculosis. I've got my paperwork in front of me right now with all my notes.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly a medical expert, so I want to make sure I get this, perfectly right. But it was really, really interesting. So in the starting in March, they started placing these piles of like little pods almost. Like, when your dog needs to take medicine, so you put a little pill inside of like ham or cheese or whatever you're hiding it in. It's kind of that same idea. So they have these little pods with the vaccination in them, and then deer eat the pods. And so they set up piles of it and had cameras getting pictures and video of the deer eating the pods.
That's so cool.
After 2 days, they removed them all. And they said they had really good success rate. Like in some of the areas, all the pods got ate in. But now they're in the phase where they're studying it and seeing how it works, testing deers, testing their lymph nodes. Really, really interesting stuff. But what is especially interesting about it is they believe that this method of vaccinating could potentially have a wider impact for other types of animals, other diseases, think like avian flu, influenza, that sort of thing. So while it's very narrowly focused right now on bovine tuberculosis in the Alpena County area, and it's still a field study, they're in the field study portion of this research right now. So we're a very long way out from treating other diseases, treating other animals with these vaccines.
But it's definitely a plan to get going.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of steps and things they got to do to get all of this. There's a lot of steps in research and scientific studies and stuff like that.
You want to make sure the vaccines you're giving to the wild animals are safe for them and they're effective.
Well, so that's another interesting thing. They said they've been giving these vaccines to animals for a long time, but what they're testing now is the method.
Yes.
So leaving it in that little pod, out for the just wild animals to ingest. Pretty interesting stuff.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but News 10
Lots to unpack there.
at 5 o'clock, you will hear from both the DNR and Michigan State University. Like I said a little bit earlier, they're partnering together for this study, received money from the U.S. Department of Agriculture for this work. If we got any hunters on the live stream here with us, the DNR says they will be releasing more information when it gets a little bit closer to hunting season about what this means for your hunting. They talked to me a little bit about it today. I'm sure we'll probably do another story on it once they release some more information, or at least give you guys an update online or a quick thing on our broadcast. But it was very, very interesting. They said they would, it's safe for humans and all that stuff, but if there is concern, they will tell people how it affects the deer, or what parts of the deer it affects if you are concerned about ingesting a vaccine.
Okay, well that's good to know. And I mean, overall, they've been doing this to limit the spread of those diseases, but like you said now, Erin, going about the whole method, seeing how that strategy plays out.
Well, trying to vaccinate animals that are just out in the wild, right? And they're everywhere. It's a big undertaking.
It's fast.
But they're testing how they can do that right now in this specific method. So, learn a little bit more about it. News 10 at 5.
All right, we'll see you then.
Thanks
you,
for having
Erin.
me.
Sounds good. Yeah, thanks for joining. All right, we're going to pull up what else we have coming up today on Mid-Michigan Matters, our 90 minutes of news. So we're going to pull that up. Like Erin was saying, watching out for wildlife and getting them those vaccines. We also, coming up today on Mid-Michigan Matters, want you to watch out for ticks. So this time of season, especially July, we're getting some more of that rain this week too. When you're in those marshy, humid conditions and wooded areas as well, maybe some of you were out there this past 4th of July holiday weekend, what you really want to watch out for when you're coming back indoors, and even when you're outside still, checking yourself for those tiny little buggers, those ticks. Sometimes they can look like a freckle. They can be as small as a thing of dust, and even the tip of a ballpoint pen. So it's really important to make sure you're checking not only yourself, checking around your ankles, hard places, hidden places around your body, and also making sure you're checking your pets too. If you have any cats or dogs or other animals that go outside, checking them when they come back in to limit the spread of those ticks and really just making sure they're not on anyone. So we're going to be sharing the importance of that today coming up on Mid-Michigan Matters for First Step Forward. And then coming up, News 10 at 5 today. Not every field, baseball and softball field, has what help enhances the game. So, a scoreboard. News 10's Owen Oza is caught up with a local Mid-Michigander that has been trying to fill that void with a scoreboard, and he has that story coming up today, News 10 at 5. And then News 10 at 5:30, Ingham County Sheriff's deputies have arrested a man who they say broke into several lockers at Planet Fitness in Delhi Township. So, we'll have more on how he was caught coming up, News 10 at 5:30. And then with summer in full swing, neighbors are full of kids enjoying warm weather fun, and that definitely includes riding bikes. With more kids on wheels, one local mom wants drivers to be aware that not all bike riders are aware of their surroundings, right? They're just pedaling as quickly as they can throughout the neighborhoods. You want to watch out for all those pedestrians and bikers or bicyclists. So they may not be aware of their surroundings. So it's her mission to make an impact. And we're going to be sharing that more tonight, News 10 at 6. Make sure you are checking that out. But that is what we have coming up today during our 90 minutes of news. We have Deanna Giles that we're going to get to in just a second here. And then we're going to turn to our board to check in with Mars and see what he has coming up during our 90 minutes of news. But Deanna, you look like summer.
Yes.
I love the yellow dress. It's
Trying
like
to.
a
Thank
pop of
you.
color.
Thank you.
How are you?
Doing well.
Yeah?
Doing well. Story is developing.
Okay.
So I'm working on a story about the importance of having libraries within the schools.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a 2022 bond that was passed for Lansing School District to revitalize a few of their elementary schools. But one of the things that arose from that was not seeing a possible designated space for a library. So looking more into that, trying to reach Lansing School District, hoping to get some more information about that.
Seeing why it's not included.
Exactly. And then I know there's a lot of things that goes into that with costs, and then there's librarian staff shortages everywhere. I know Michigan has been dealing with that.
Yeah, and the banning of books too. We've talked
Exactly.
about.
Yep. So,
Wow.
so much within all of that, but reaching out to them, reaching out to advocates who want libraries to be inside schools, and I know there are a few bills in the Michigan Senate out right now regarding that matter as well. So I'll hopefully have more information for you all coming up on News 10 at 5:30.
All right, News 10 at 5:30.
Yes.
We will hope for more information. Thank you, Deanna.
Thank you.
All right, that is on the bond, bringing in libraries to those school districts, right? There we go.
Or nope,
schools.
so it was separate. So the bond is to
Separate, okay.
revitalize the schools. So
There
they're
we go.
actually like, how do I put it? Why am I blanking on the words?
You're all good.
They crashed the whole school. I can't
demolished.
even
There we go.
demolish.
There we
My
go.
word, it was not
Monday.
coming out. But yes, they basically tore it all down. So they're rebuilding it.
Okay, there we go.
So that's that. And then hoping, parents, families, all that are hoping that there's libraries within that school. So
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. No, you got it.
it was a lot. It was a lot.
All right, well, thank
All right,
you. We'll have
thank
more.
you.
You said News 10 at
5:30.
5:30. Okay, thank you, Deanna. We'll look forward to that.
All right.
And with reading, it would be a good day to go outside, read a book, anything like that. We have pretty good weather across mid-Michigan. I know Darren Rockwell was on News 10 today at 11 talking about those partly cloudy skies across mid-Michigan. And then Tropical Storm Beryl. It was a hurricane, but it made landfall over the weekend. And so now it's Tropical Storm Beryl, and it was a Category 1 earlier today. But it's still causing a lot of destruction across the United States, including Texas, where it's hitting more of that part of our region, or part of our country. So just know that within the next couple of days to watch out. It looks like the roads are a little bit wet out there in Delta Township. So watch out for any rain showers or storms because Tropical Storm Beryl could be having those impacts of rain and other systems moving across our area, across mid-Michigan that is, over the next couple of days. In fact, I know we don't have weather with us right now, but you're going to be seeing Andy Provenzano for our 90 minutes of news, and also Studio 10 and First Step 4, so make sure that you're tuning in then. But I do want to show you real quick that this is a live look in downtown Jackson. It's looking pretty clear in there. And as you saw, Delta Township had some of those wet roads. But if we take a look at our website, WILX.com, I'm clicking on First Alert Weather, and there it is. Darren's talking about Beryl right there. If you click on Read More, you're going to see more of that first alert that he's giving you, more so for tomorrow, Tuesday night through Wednesday. So I'm going to highlight that right here on your screen. And you're seeing where the storm and inches of rain, several inches of rain, could be moving across mid-Michigan. So just make sure you're checking out the forecast, being aware if you have any plants outside, any patio furniture, anything like that that you want to bring indoors to keep safe from the rain and storms. That would be a good idea to do so. So again, just taking a look at your future radar real quick. Let's see if it plays out. There it goes. You're seeing just those quick little scattered showers across the mid-Michigan area for today, that is. And just making sure you're checking back in to our meteorologist. We're going to have Andy Provenzano again. Or there's no Studio 10 today. I do want to make mention of that. No Studio 10 today. So just make sure you're checking back in with our meteorologist. Andy Provenzano will be in for First at 4 and our 90 minutes of news, giving you all the updates into your first alert forecast and to track those storms and showers. But with all of that, I do want to pull up our You're Not Alone mental health series because whether you're experiencing some passing emotions or feelings, kind of like the weather is, or maybe those feelings are lingering around you and it's impacting your mental health, whether that's stress, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, addiction, whether that's with substance abuse, gambling, know that there are resources out there for you. And you can pull them up right there on your screen. So I'm going to leave this up just a little bit longer for everyone so you know where to check out those mental health resources. Again, they bring you to our website, WILX.com. And then from there, all you have to do is look at the resources that we provide. So there's several different links or resources that we provide on our website that you can check out for those mental health care professionals. And they are ready to talk with you when you are ready to talk with them. So that is up there. And if you joined us for 4th of July, airing during News 10 today at 11, we had a You're Not Alone special. So you can go back and look at the stories we've covered throughout the year. A lot of great stuff on there, so make sure you're checking that out. But I do want to show what Mars Anderson has coming up today. News 10 at 6. We're going to check in with him.
Hi, Taylor. Mars Anderson here in the newsroom doing a story today talking about the state budget. At this time, focusing on mental health and safety. Inside of that budget, which was proposed at $300 million, and it's actually a lot less. I'll be talking with educators about that because I reported previously on a mental health worker shortage in school, but also now that that budget ties in safety. What does this mean and what could that impact be? I'll share those details during our news. For now, let's toss it back to you at the desk.
All right, thank you, Mars. If you're unable to hear that, he's going to be talking about mental health care resources in schools, talking about a budget and fitting all of that in. So again, he's going to be talking about that News 10 at 6 today. And because of that, I'll tie it back into our You're Not Alone mental health series. Again, you can check that out on WILX.com for any of those resources. And again, Mars today is going to be talking about those mental health care resources in schools and how all of that is going to be made possible. So that's what we have coming up today on News 10. There is no Studio 10. Again, just want to make mention of that. So you can see your first alert forecast from Andy Provenzano coming up during First at 4 today. I do see here Chris and Sunny are joining us. Hi from East Lansing. Let me give you a quick look at Michigan State in just a second here. Raining in West Lansing now from Sunny. And Chris says it's raining in East Lansing now. So one more time, Sunny, thank you. We'll start with you. You said West Lansing, so we'll take a look at Delta Township real quick. Again, you were seeing all of those, not all of those, you're seeing the wet roads out there. And then I will take you to Michigan State University so we can see what it's looking like out there before we head out. I'm not seeing any rain, at least from this angle, but you do see the darker clouds in the background. So I'm sure, Chris, you're going to be having some more of that rain showers passing through the area. Maybe it's fading out now, but yes, you were seeing those darker clouds in the distance at our MSU Skycam. So yeah, just make sure you're keeping an umbrella on you today. I'll take another last look at what we have on our future radar here on our website, WILX.com. So you're going to be seeing these scattered showers just popping up across mid-Michigan this afternoon. Otherwise, you're going to be seeing more of those partly cloudy skies. And it's probably just a good idea to keep an umbrella handy just in case if there's any showers, you're going grocery shopping, you don't want the groceries to get wet, well then you can pull out your umbrella, or you can download the First Alert Weather app too for free off of Google Play and the Apple App Store. It'll update you to all of those First Alert forecast updates with any showers, storms, if you're going to see any sunshine. And then also you can get those traffic alert updates too, because 4th of July holiday, Michigan Department of Transportation lifted a lot of those construction areas and lane restrictions to make it easier for travelers to get to their destination. Well, now they are back in place. So continue watching out for those construction zones. I'm sure it was a nice breather over the weekend, but now they're back to schedule. So just make sure you're keeping an eye on all of that, and we'll make sure to have you covered here on News 10 throughout the day and throughout the week. But thank you for joining us today on the News 10 Plus desk. We hope you have a great rest of your day, Mid-Michigan.